Just follow up in terms of policing and sort of the practical nature. We spoke to some police forces that there's still some questions. We know you can't possess on school grounds, for instance, but what that looks like, what the enforcement there looks like, and some users who also are fearful this may actually lead to more enforcement from the police end of things and the sort of discretion on terms of the grams and such. What has been told to police, and on the practical nature, are there more provincial laws that are going to have to come into place, municipal laws to be able to enforce all this?
Perhaps we will hear from Deputy Chief, and then we can supplement.
Thank you. So I think it's important to understand that in many of our cities across the province, we already have what I would refer to as de facto decriminalization. Certainly in the city of Vancouver, it's extremely rare for us to actually charge anyone for simple possession, and that has been the case for many, many years. So I can't see how decriminalization would increase any sort of criminalization of anyone. There are, of course, exceptions to the exemption. School property is a great example of that. And just as our police officers would in the normal course of their duties, if they come across somebody who is in possession of illicit drugs, in any of those exception places, then they will proceed using their discretion as they normally would.
I think what the Deputy Chief has also said is that in effect the decriminalization or the reluctance to charge people has been there, that for over 2 years since the Office of Public Prosecution across Canada has given that guidance document saying don't charge people for personal possession. And so I think that has pretty well been in effect. I think the issue was the confiscation. And I think this makes it clear because when the drugs were confiscated, people then, in order to avoid becoming dope sick, would go and end up having to get drugs in a hurry, and that was creating more petty crime, more problems. And so I think that we will be tracking all of these indicators very closely.
And I might just take a moment also to just to add to that. Aside from the exemption question, there is the nature of that interaction between frontline police officers and individuals who are carrying for personal use. And what we have done is prepared resource cards that have information linking to local health authority resources, and this will be the resource card that police will provide to individuals to encourage them to seek out care and supports. This is one part of the pathway that we are building in trying to reframe that interaction between police and people who are carrying on the ground.